Cringe culture is making us lame. I'm not affected by this shit. But I can see how people are. Boss Girl, video about Boss Girlified. Let's see what's going on in the world today, man. Let's see what's going on with cringe culture. Why does everything have to be called a culture? I don't get that, but hey, let's get into it.
We are losing interesting people because people are so hyper-fixated on looking amazing, on being cool, that they don't want to be authentic.
I'm sorry, but...
Yeah, people trying to fit in too much, bro. That shit is sad. That shit is insane. Like, I done went so deep into this on a whole nother video, bro. And I have to regain my talking points and my argument on that. So as this video continues, I will develop my statements.
If you are over the age of 18 and you are about to go put on an outfit and go celebrate Halloween, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm in the middle of doing...
Hey gang, go ahead and shut that shit up, bro. Niggas think a 19-year-old can't have fun at a Halloween party. Like, niggas said after 18, you can't go to a Halloween party. You know how fucking dumb you sound? Niggas a cornball. Hold on, I'm gonna get into it later when this video continues, but let's see.
My hair, but I have to say this right now. It has been so heavy on my heart. You guys disliking Addison Rae's Coachella look pisses me off.
They would have hated to see us in 2016.
Because this was like the beginning of like the social media era in that era. That's why everybody was just doing whatever and shit. And then we came to where we at now.
This is not what any of us were promised growing up into adulthood, because there's been a very noticeable shift in the culture. The weight of public opinion has infiltrated and is slowly ruining our culture.
Where your eyebrows at, bruh? Hold on, let me go back. I can't ignore it. I can't. Where are your eyebrows at? I don't understand why y'all do that shit. Motherfuckers be plucking their eyebrows out, bruh.
I think one of the most depressing and alarming things about the digital age is the way it has changed our social behaviors.
Of course, it's not everyone in all places, but it is a noticeable shift enough for a lot of people to notice and talk about. We are losing interesting, creative, and unique because of this nonchalant crisis.
Hi, I just wanted to tell you, you're so pretty. Like, it's actually insane. You're so gorgeous. Thanks.
Okay. So I thought we would talk about it in my long-awaited cringe culture video while we get ready for another unfiltered Get Ready With Me. Hi girls, welcome back to Boss Girlified. It is your girl Tima, and my girl and I are going to a basketball game, and then we're going to a jazz night, so I'm really excited. So that's what I'm getting ready for. You know, I got a cute little sporty vibe going on. Oh, I'm playing with fire here with these white collars. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not about to wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a moving giveaway because I do have a lot of products that I've been.
Oh yeah, all this talking. Yeah, we finna skip that. This video is 41 minutes long. We can't do all that talking, bro. Let's get it. Looks like YouTube is punishing me for skipping.
Because a lot of us have noticed how different socializing has been. And I do want to say, I think a lot of us early Gen Zers, I'm talking about like 1998 to 2001, 2002, 2003, I feel like we were the last ones to have that balance of like going outside and like just living life away from social media. But then we were the first generation in middle school, high school to get our social media game started.
I want to talk about the differences that I have noticed in teenagers today versus like 2015, 2016. I've talked about some of these things before on here, but I just want to share all the things that I have gathered so far. Before all the teens attack me, I know this is not all teenagers, but this is just what I have noticed being a teacher of teenagers versus when I was a teenager in 2015, 2016. Up first is a lot of them use school as their main source of like social interaction with one another. And I get it, like school is always and will probably always be a place where there's just social interaction. That's what you do, and that's what you look forward to the most. But like we didn't stop there. That wasn't our source of interaction. Like I did not see a lot of my friends really like all throughout the school day. We would all go to a parking lot after school or just hang out in our cars or go like ride around on the weekend.
Oh, but the world has changed, bro. A lot of kids not doing that. A lot of kids' parents not allowing them to do that type of shit. You feel me? Of course, that would have been fun, but you know, these parents have become more paranoid of the situation of the world. You know, it's becoming more dangerous, becoming more scary and whatnot. And that's understandable. They want to protect their kids, keep their kids safe. So they might discourage their kids going out as often. But yeah,
We would all go do things together. Like, there was always something to do. I never wanted to go home when I was a teenager. I was barely at home. When I got my license, I'm riding around. I'm at the parking lots. I'm with my friends. I'm with them all the time. All we're doing is talking and hanging out and being teenagers. And at first, I thought maybe it's because I'm in a different area. Like, this isn't like a really tiny, small town. But no, I asked one of my old teachers from my small town. I was like, do kids still do those things here? And she was like, Gladys, no. She was like, a majority of them go home after school. They don't do all that. They do not do any of the things that we were doing. I don't know what social events that like they do, because I have a cousin. He's a junior in high school. We both grew up in the exact same town. When I was a junior, I could not, like, my mom could not get me to stay home. She could not get me to stay home after school or on the weekends, period. Especially like on the weekends. And I'm like, he doesn't, like, there's nothing for them to do. I don't know if they don't want to do it. Like, I'm like confused. I don't know I'm just like, what do they do? What do they do? What do they do? What do they do? What do the teens do? I don't know. I'm editing and I want to add in one last thing, because I always tell my students, I'm like, no shade, no tea every time I talk about this with them, because I do not want them to think that like I'm being ugly, because I love talking to my students about like whatever, especially things like this, because it involves them. And sometimes at first they'll get offended, but then when we talk about it, they'll give me so many different insights, and it really helps me try to understand like, what is this? And most teenagers, like, they won't deny it. I mean, they'll be like, yeah, no, like, there is something different. I don't know what it is either, but it is something. And it makes me really sad sometimes, because I think about like great songs or great movies about being a teenager and being young, and those all involve other people. It doesn't involve getting on TikTok or getting on Snapchat or getting on Instagram. Like, it doesn't involve any of that. It involves being with people and creating memories.
So I think because of that, a lot of us older ones are kind of looking at the younger Gen Z. When I say Gen Z in videos, it's not like everyone in Gen Z, but it is just a pattern that we've noticed come about from the younger people in comparison to the older people. Oh, I forgot my freaking piercing eye drops. I just did my lash clusters too. Hopefully that doesn't disrupt them. By the way, these lash clusters have to be my favorite of all time. I've been ordering these for like 3 months.
Bro, come on, bro. This video too long to be doing all this extra stuff.
Love this. I mean, how to respond to friendliness.
Hi, I just wanted to tell you, you're so pretty. Like, it's actually insane. You're so gorgeous. Thanks. Okay. No, I mean, I thank you. That you are too.
This is so cringe. You gotta be an NPC to not even know how to respond to a compliment. Like, bro, that's some never touch grass, never go outside, never hit the sun type scenario, dude. How do you, like, bro? Come on, man. You've been in the crib all your life, on your phone all your life, bro? That's what it's looking like.
Oh my gosh, I like that tattoo. Is that Avenged Sevenfold, like the band? No, I don't even know what that is. I just got the tattoo. What? Oh, I was just asking, like, it looks exactly like the logo. I just thought it was really cool. Okay. That top is so cute. Where'd you get it from? I don't know, like, probably Walmart.
These would be the same people that just be like complaining, oh, I have no friends. This shit is unbearable, bro. I don't even know if somebody will continue to talk to you after you responded to them like that.
Or like the mall somewhere.
And this is my generation, dude. But I have not seen this firsthand though. This NPC bot type behavior.
Sorry, I was just asking. I mean, it's really nice. I mean, you can literally look it up. Like, it's just a solid black shirt. There's nothing special about it. I just like the material and the way that it fit on you. So okay, well then look up black crop top. Like, I don't, like, what are you asking me? Weird.
To be fair, this is a made up scenario. Nobody's gonna ask you where you got a random black t-shirt from. There's hundreds of black t-shirt brands and shit. Nobody's asking that.
Fuck you, fucking weird. I was thinking this weekend, do you want to maybe go on a hike, maybe do some arts and crafts, watch some movies, like find something really fun to do? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that just sounds really fucking boring. Like, that, do you not have fun? Like, going out and partying and drinking and doing all that, like, you're a loser. You're so weird.
There's this running gag that when you...
Never seen people respond like that before. That's some movie type shit, bro. This is how the movies would portray Gen Zs, bro.
Try to, like, compliment someone. Like, hey, I love your top. Like, where'd you get it from? Saks. Girl, I take that shit back. Actually, compliment revoked. But no, it really do be like that sometimes. Notice how I didn't say all the time. Okay. But as someone who moved around a lot, If you know, you know. But I had to grow up very friendly. I had to learn how to talk to anybody at any time in any setting.
No, that's that Southern hospitality shit, man. If you from the South, you already know. Somebody come over to your crib, you have guests over, they be like, your parents, your grandparents be like, hey, speak up, speak. You ain't gonna say nothing, speak. You can't talk? Go greet the guests and shit. So you already got some sort of social hospitality skills.
One of those girls.
Y'all from the South, y'all know.
I definitely learned how to make a friend in any room. So as one of these people, I have definitely noticed after 2020 specifically that has become more difficult.
The reason why young people are so weird and awkward and they can't hold a conversation is because of cringe culture. And cringe culture is a direct byproduct of conservative ideologies, okay? Conservative ideology wants you to stay in your small pond. They want you to stay in your hometown. They don't want you to go anywhere. They don't want you to get a college education. That's liberal indoctrination. Don't dye your hair. That's libtard shit. Don't do anything artsy or creative. That's libtard shit. That's cringe. Be a man. Go be a welder. Go build shit. And, like, obviously we need those roles. There's always going to be people filling those roles, but I just think it's so interesting. Like, growing up in a conservative environment. I grew up in Texas. I lived in the Woodlands. I've lived in Dallas. I've lived in Scottsdale. Those are all very conservative bubbles. I mean, Dallas.
I think she just misinterpreted entirely what cringe culture would be. And I don't even know what cringe culture is, but I got an idea. Like, she said dyeing your hair and shit. Nobody said dyeing your hair was cringe. Now, the videos we do see of the emo kids with dyed hair that be doing cringe shit, like actual weird shit. But that does not mean if you dye your hair, you are cringe. There are plenty of people that have dyed their hair that you do not think that are cringe. Come on out.
Is blue in a lot of areas, but the areas that I was in were filled with conservative white people, and conservative white people are some of the most boring copy-paste people I've ever been around. They all dye their hair.
Makes sense.
Hair blonde. You have to be as blonde as possible, as tan as possible. You have to wear Lululemon, daily drills. You all dress the same. The men just wear Peter Millar. All they care about is golf. And, like, growing up in a conservative environment, like, if you think of the popular kids in high school, like, it's cool to be dumb. It's cool to be a jock. Sports are more important than anything. But when you look at areas like...
maybe I just don't have the experience that she has, so I really can't speak, but she said it's cool to be dumb. I don't think it's that. I think it's just the dumb kids usually the more confident ones, and it's cool to be confident, not cool to be dumb. Yeah, I think she misinterpreted that shit.
Like the Bay Area, San Francisco, the cool kids in these, like, liberal areas, it is cool to be smart, okay? They think you're stupid and, like, irrelevant if you're stupid, which you are stupid. But, like, in conservative areas and in the South, there is a serious case of tall poppy syndrome, which is, like, don't be too much, be quiet, speak when spoken to, be seen, not heard, especially for women. And all of this rhetoric really, really harms men the most. And obviously I'm not, like, gonna coddle them anymore.
Yeah, this harms the conservative white men. This does not harm nobody else. I don't see nobody being affected by this but the people she's speaking on. Like, in her area, she's talking about the conservative white kids. This is affecting them. This ain't affecting nobody else.
More than they already are. But all the women I grew up around, most of them have left their hometowns and gone to big cities and done things. But all the men that I know, not all of them, okay, but a large portion of them are still at home. They look like they're en route for fatty liver disease. And it's like, who is this benefiting?
And it's for a multitude of reasons, but this is how I go about socializing when I'm out and about. Now, of course, everyone has their off days where they're just trying to get in and get out.
But I can't get past that, bro. How you gonna pluck your eyebrows then draw new ones on? I can't get past that, bro. Y'all seen it in the beginning of the video. These were damn near no eyebrows, and now she just drew them on. Bro. And nothing wrong with it. I mean, I'm just saying, why did you pluck them out in the first place? Like, all right.
For the most part, I would say that there's definitely a base level of socialization that goes into stepping outside of your home. There is a base level of socialization that goes into going to the grocery store, going to anywhere, especially when it comes to social settings. But one thing I have noticed is that usually when I go to a space, for the most part, whenever I walk past someone, I don't just like act like I don't see them. I usually smile, or I look at them first. I look like towards their eye area, which of course some people struggle with eye contact too, but that's a whole nother thing. That's again a nuance that I don't have time to go into right now. But there are nuances, but for the most part, I'm speaking facetiously. If they look up at me, I smile. 9 times out of 10 they smile back, or we both smile at each other at the same time. And if that happens, I usually say, hi, good morning, or like, you know, sometimes I just keep it at a smile and keep it pushing. It really depends.
Yeah, that's just regular, friendly, social, basic, one-on-one, human-to-human interaction. There's nothing special about that. If you can't even do shit like that, you might gotta go outside a little bit. You might gotta turn off. You gotta unplug the phone. Let your phone die for a minute, for an hour, for a day, a week, a month, a year.
But as one of these people, I can say for sure that after 2020, I've noticed a decline in people even wanting to acknowledge the presence of other people when they are out in public or out anywhere. And again, that could be for a plethora of reasons. I know sometimes a lot of us, you know, we have our bad days, and you know, sometimes we might be a little bit insecure, or like we might feel like the world is against us, but that's a whole nother conversation. Again, perception is your reality. So if you perceive other people to be a harm and a threat, you'll probably be you'll put yourself in a lot less predicaments to even see the kindness that other people truly do have. Again, I'm speaking as a Gen Z. I'm Gen Z. I'm speaking for my generation. A lot of us don't really have the social skills anymore. There was this trend where the older generations were calling out Gen Z for the quote-unquote Gen Z stare. And a lot of us were like, well, actually, a lot of you guys are just stupid as hell, and we don't really know what to say. As someone who worked in the service industry for, I want to say like 6 years, like that was my main job when I was in high school. I worked, and even my freshman year of college, I worked at Dairy Queen. That was like the only job I ever had. So trust me, I get it. I really, when I tell you guys, I understand. I get it. People, genuinely, all you can do sometimes is just there.
Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
The absurd things that I've heard, I can only imagine what most people hear. But yeah, there is definitely a side to it where it's like, okay, is it just a Gen Z stare where Gen Z doesn't really know how to socialize? Or is it just that you guys are so ignorant, or, you know, make our lives so difficult for no reason that we just don't really know what to do? But I think there is another side of it too.
I don't even lie. I just spaced out. I just zoned out right there. I don't know what the hell is going on. What are we even talking about right now? It went from cringe culture to motherfuckers talking about Gen Z stare. What the hell is the Gen Z stare? Come on, man. Come on, bro.
We'll kind of brush over, which is that, yes, a lot of Gen Z does have problems with socializing.
The Gen Z stare is just people telling us that a large portion of our generation lacks social skills. And as someone who's considered older Gen Z, I'll be 24 in about 2 weeks. Yeah, it's true. A lot of y'all have very, very poor social skills. And then a lot of you will complain.
Yeah, a lot of y'all just don't go outside. A lot of y'all just on y'all phone scrolling too much. That's what the issue is, dude. That's what the issue is, dude. And sometimes you might be in a predicament where that's all you really can do. Like, you might be stuck at the crib for some reason. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But, yeah.
That you have no friends, no community, and that you're so lonely, blah, blah, blah. But you treat any social interaction like a chore. They ain't good.
I mean, yeah, because they believe that, and they're going to continue to live like that, like they're lonely and shit. So the choices that they're making, how they interact with other people, will reflect how they believe their lives are. They manifested that reality of being a lonely person, which is tough. It's tough.
Morning, saying hello, making small talk and having conversation. A lot of you.
Yeah, you will do some shit like that. Motherfuckers look at you like, hey, yeah, you do. Man, you will. Man, I experienced that shit, man. You'll be walking by random or some shit like that. You be like either yo, what's up, or like good morning or good afternoon, some bullshit or some shit like that. Like a little nice little gesture, and they'd be like, that should be frying me, bro.
Feel like you're above it. Here's the part that a lot of y'all don't want to hear. A large portion of Gen Z is just boomers reincarnate. The only difference is y'all have traded in blind traditionalism with performative progressiveness.
As a fellow Gen Z,
we're talking about. All these damn terms, bro. Traditional, like, bro. All these terms and all these labels and shit, everything is not need a label, bro. Progressive traditionalism, progressive projected, like, bro, what is all this? What is this bullshit we talking about?
You do a stare, okay? And it's not just when somebody is being stupid to you in customer service. I hate to say it, but I think a lot of you also just don't like doing anything. You guys don't like interacting with people. You guys don't like tiny conversations. Like, you guys act like it's so mentally taxing. And I think because of therapy speech and just online, like, you guys are very good at taking words and almost like weaponizing them and telling people like, well, that's because blank, that's because blank, that's because blank. It's, you guys kind of give excuses for just simple, tiny interactions that you have to do as a human. And that's why we don't have community anymore.
I think the first step of improving with that is addressing it. And I think, you know, we've heard a lot about this loneliness epidemic, and I think that comes from both sides. And I think we have to realize, like, it's not really just about men loneliness epidemic, women loneliness epidemic. It's a loneliness epidemic in general, especially post-2020, post-COVID.
Not to mention our prime social building years where I spent locked up in a house only talking to people through cameras and shit. Well, it don't matter shit, that shit did not affect, that pandemic shit did not change me at all, bro. So I guess it just affects some people and it don't affect others. But I guess.
I think we do have to address that, and we do have to think about the part and the role that we might be playing in it. And I'm saying this as an older sister, like, as a girl. Don't use
that as an excuse, bro. If you don't want to be like that, just stop using excuses. Stop trying to justify that behavior, that lifestyle. Just assume that you already have changed. You're already who you want to be. And you already have what you want to have. And if you just believe that, you're going to have it. It's going to line up, bro. I'm telling you.
Who's been through that loneliness period in my life, there was a point where I had genuinely so much friendship trauma. Like, I could honestly make a whole video about that too. I've had friendship trauma to where it genuinely, no one talks about this too, it genuinely put me off from friends. Like, I stopped talking to all my friends for like 2 years straight, and I'm still trying to get those connections back with my older friends. And I've been making new friends, and you know, I did have a period where I was like, oh my god, I'm so lonely, but I'm making myself lonely. And I started to develop this like, the world's against me type of mentality. Like, oh my gosh, like, oh yeah, girls are this, girls are that. And yes, to some extent, as someone who, you know, has had bad friends.
Yeah, you will believe that, and it's going to happen. It's just going to prove it. The universe going to prove it to you. You believe it, so shit, I bet we're going to give you more examples to, you know, justify your belief.
I've had terrible, awful friends. I can say that there are definitely some girls out there that just make it seem like the whole entire friendship pool is terrible. But those are just a few bad apples. Realizing that really does help improve it. But I just realized that, you know, Gen Z, with this whole Gen Z stare, we just kind of ignored the other side where it's like, okay, there might be some validity to this critique, but we're just going to pay attention to this part because it makes us...
Gen Z not understanding what the Gen Z stare is and trying to brand it as their way of standing up to rude customers is the most on-brand Gen Z activity. What's up with these Gen Z hate that these people got going, fam? Like, they throwing around Gen Z like that shit is a slur or some shit, bro. God damn. When they start talking about the millennial pause, oh, what the fuck is the millennial pause? Everyone laughed and realized it was true. What is the Gen Z? I don't know all these terms and shit, bro. I don't be chronically online. I be online a lot. I've been content and shit, but but in my more formative years, I was not online as much. So like, and I still like this shit. I don't be seeing. I don't be seeing this type of shit. What do I be seeing when I be online? Let me think real quick. Be seeing memes. And when I'm doing content, I learn a lot of this shit when I'm making content. Like this random Gen Z stare, millennial pause, all these terms and shit, bro. I be learning that when I'm making content.
Look good and the older generations look bad. And I think a huge part of this is because everyone is so nonchalant. Everyone wants to be like so cool, like they're too cool to do stuff. Like
it's a respect thing. That what comes with that is respect and validation. That's what they want in all. And that's what they see gets that validation and respect. They see that behavior online. And what behavior is online, that nonchalant shit.
Everything is cringe, and it's coming from this surveillance, this hyper surveillance of the internet. We were never meant to see this many people's opinions at a time.
This is my.
I hate when people say shit like that. We were never meant to see. Like, shut up, bro. Like, bro. What do you mean we were? Who was to say we were never meant to do? Just because we ain't never seen it before does not mean we're never meant to see. Like, we're never meant to see this many opinions, this many bad female, these many like, bro, come on, man. Like, no, niggas act like we primal creatures and we can't evolve and change and the world can't change, bro. Like, come on.
11th year as a professor. And what I've noticed, you know, in a very unsettling way is that our students, at least in America, I can't speak for other places, they are more and more self-conscious of trying. There's a kind of surveillance culture around social media. Yeah. And they would say, I want to be...
But just to solve that issue, just get the fuck off online, bro. Get the fuck off social media. If this shit is fucking up your life, get the fuck off of it, bro. That's the simple solution. Just turn your phone off, delete the apps, whatever you got to do. Go outside, go touch some grass, go climb a tree, go play with some. I was gonna say go play with some animals, but what animals in the wild you just gonna run into and play with? Shit, nigga, go outside, go to the coffee shop, go interact with people. Like, nigga, just get off online, bro. That's where the issue just dissipates, bro. Or if I'm saying that word right, let me look that up real quick. Dissipate. Yeah, I said it right. But yeah, anyway. I'm not watching this full video. I'm already 26 minutes in. Let me know what y'all think in the comment. I would love to hear y'all voice, y'all opinion on this matter. I know not a lot of y'all that be watching my videos is Gen Z. I figured it out. It's a lot of millennials. It's a lot of people that are of my senior, people that are older than me watching my videos and shit. And I would love to hear y'all stories, y'all take on this, what y'all observe from my generation and shit. But yeah, let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that good shit. I will catch y'all in the next video. Stay cool. Peace out. You feel me? Get out of here.